Hey everybody, I'm with my cousin Tommy Richardson from Toledo, Ohio. Tommy, how are you?
Doing good, buddy. How are you?
Good. I thought what would be fun is just to call you in and have you pick some and tell us a little bit about your music career. From your side of the
Uh,
family, I didn't get anything.
I think you did get something. You just haven't. You're using it now. That's what you're
Maybe
using.
that's
You're
what. Yeah.
using your talent right now.
All right. So tell me about who have you played with before? Can you drop some names?
Well, Bill Monroe, I played with once at a show.
Okay.
Of course, same show as Jim and Jesse, so we all played backstage at that point in time.
Right.
Just little numerous people from around the town, around the city, state. Basically, that's probably the two biggest names. I played with some excellent musicians though in my time though. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite instrument? Because I know you play guitar too, and bass,
Yeah.
and banjo. What's your
Yeah.
and steel guitar too?
Uh, nah, used to.
Okay.
Whatever I do on steel, I lost. So, but I try to play a little bit of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite banjo? Probably.
Probably the banjo. Yeah. The banjo was probably the thing that stuck out to me the most when when I went to learn. I knew I wanted to learn something,
Right.
and I remember I started on guitar and played with it for just a little bit, and then I went to mandolin, played with it for a little bit, and then I went to fiddle. My dad played the fiddle, and
Right.
him and my brother. I never got to play music with my brother. My brother passed away when I was 9 years old, and he was 20.
Right.
And he was an excellent musician, not because he's my brother, but I got recordings of him, and I think he was awful good musician. But
Yes, he was.
him and my dad probably was my biggest influence as far as wanting to play something, I believe. And so anyways, I started out on, like I say, numerous different instruments, and always knew I wanted to play something. And one day I come home and my dad had an album on, and there was a banjo in the background playing. And for some reason, the banjo just really stuck out. It sounded like to me, it sounded like a 45 cracking in the background,
Wow.
and I thought, man, that's pretty cool. But at that point in time, I never really seen nobody play a banjo. I remember my brother playing the banjo, but as far as the technique, things like that, I had no idea how it worked, And my dad was a good musician, and I know my mother was. She wrote songs and poems, and she sang, and she could sing like different parts, harmonies, and so I think that's where you and your brother and get some of that talent too.
Definitely that's where Sean gets that talent. Yeah.
I think so. Well, you too. You just haven't discovered it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, I just tried those different instruments, like I say, and when I heard that banjo, it was like a game changer for me.
Right.
And so, but anyways, yeah,
So did you take lessons, or how'd you start learning?
Well, my dad, I believe he was like I say, a good musician also, and he played the fiddle, but he could start tunes on just about any kind of instrument also. And I remember what I wanted to play like, or my influence was the bluegrass, either the Scruggs style. A lot of people call it the Scruggs style, the three-finger style. And so I told my dad, I said, I think that's what I want to try. And he's like, he goes, well, you got to put your picks on. And so I put picks on, and I just started like strumming.
Right.
And he goes, oh, no, it don't do like that. It does like this. So he put the picks on, and before you know it, it wasn't long, within just a few minutes, he had something going where you could tap your foot to it. And I thought, wow. So that's
Cool. Right.
how I got started. He, as soon as he showed me a little bit of that timing, it went from there. And it was kind of like a crossword puzzle. You know how you start a crossword puzzle and you want to finish it. And now, don't get me wrong,
Sure.
I haven't finished it. but it's kind of like getting started and learning as I go, learning the timing, and it just went from there, little by little by little. Of course, my dad used to say, everything that you learn is like a little brick. And so anyways, next thing you know, you can place those bricks together, and you can, with timing, you can start to play music with people. And so that's where I went with it, you know.
Wow.
And I had to be probably around 15, 16, somewhere in there when I started. So I was kind of like a late bloomer maybe with some of these bluegrass people out there. But I started around 15 maybe, and went from there, you know. So so I've been playing ever since then. And so I'm close to 50 now. I'm 49. So.
Okay. All right. Well, now, do you remember, Tommy, remember the first song or tune that you tried to play that you gravitated toward, maybe?
Yeah, I think what everybody wants to play probably was Foggy Mountain Breakdown.
That's
and so I think that one was the one that that really I wanted to try to play, you know. And so that was, of course, Flatt and Scruggs.
Yep.
And like I say, Scruggs was one of my heroes, along with countless others. But I always used to tell people that Scruggs and Sonny Osborne and Crow, and there's a local fellow that played with Jim and Jesse, Tim Ellis. There's just those ones right there. I had their albums, and what albums I had, I wore out. And then I wore my tape deck out.
Yeah.
Just rewind and play, rewind and play, rewind.
Wow.
And so anyways, that's where I went, you know. And
cool. Well, I'm going to ask you, why don't you go in and won't you play us Foggy Mountain Breakdown?
Boy. I'll try.
Very nice. Well, that's a lot better than I can.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Randy. But I appreciate it.
So let me ask you, if you had to play 3 songs, and it was the only 3 songs you could ever play, what 3 songs are your favorites?
Oh Lord. I really don't know what to say about that. There's so many songs out there that that I kind of like, and the styles of different people. But you know, there's, you know, slow tunes. I just wouldn't know how to answer that. I love doing stuff that's fast for some reason. I can't play fast as like I used to.
Right.
I work 6 days a week, and so it's kind of few and far between I get time to actually play. And but no, there's some slow tunes. I always like doing "How Great Thou Art" on the banjo. Always when I heard Jim Mills. Yeah, Jim Mills played it once, and when I heard that, I thought I have to learn that.
You got to do that.
So yep. If you would like me to try that, I'll try it.
Absolutely. Let's see what let you go at it.
Well, now there's no accompaniment here, so
okay.
But we'll try it.
That's actually very beautiful on the banjo.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yes, it sounds very, very, very good on the banjo. Is it technology grand that I can call you in from Toledo?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's something. I believe our parents back in the day, our age, they would have never dreamed of this. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I also like when we get together at family reunions, which has been a while, is that we like together, you and I and Sean and my dad get together and sing. So I like, and of course, Steve Peer and all that bunch up there, we get together and sing. It's been a while since we've done that.
Yes, it has.
But I always like Cumberland Gap. That's a good song.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Yes. And do you have any favorites from where Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, I like some of those tunes on there. Yeah, it's been a while since I played some of them. Yeah, that's got some great music on it.
It does.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yes. And Ron Block that plays some of those songs on there. He's another one of my heroes, you know. But yeah, there's some great tunes on there. Yeah,
There
sure
is.
are.
There is. What's your favorite off that movie or album?
And Constant Sorrow has to be.
Has to be, right?
Yes, it has to be. But
has to be.
But like I say, there's other musicians that's on that whole album, and John Hartford and Ralph Stanley and another one of my heroes, Ralph Stanley, and but yeah, that's a great album. You know, people that's starting out that like banjo, that's a good album to get started on. Just good music. Good music.
Can you play Constant Sorrow? Because I think you sing too, Tommy.
I try to sing. I try to sing.
No, I try to sing.
I try to sing. Oh, man, I don't know. You're putting me on the spot, but...
That's what makes the internet grand.
It makes the internet grand. It makes all my mistakes come out. But anyways, let's see. Constant sorrow. I don't know. I could try it.
Let's do it. Let's try it.
Ready?
I'm ready.
In constant sorrow, in constant sorrow, I see come on my day. I get farewell, Kentucky, state where I was born, the state where he was born and raised. The state where he was born and raised.
Very nice. I like it.
You got one coming for that, Randy.
This is worldwide. Worldwide.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Now you gotta play Cumberland Gap for me though, right?
Oh Lord, that's another one I haven't played in a while. I'll try Cumberland Gap. Some of my favorite ham.
It is. Nice, very nice. Applause. Hey, do you know Avery Bradshaw down here at the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame?
No, I don't.
Okay, they have a thing on Thursday night. Have you played down there before?
No, I never did.
You all need to let me set that up with Avery, and you all come down when all this craziness is over, and come down and play down at the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame in Renfro Valley.
I would love to. You know, your dad used to work with one of the Clark, I think. And
so Clark's brother.
At one time he wanted to try to get me to play down there, but it never happened. I never went, or for whatever reason.
Everybody's schedule. Well, Avery Bradshaw's, I want to say his cousin or his uncle. Guess who his uncle or his cousin was? I don't remember. Was String Bean.
Oh, no kidding.
That's right.
Wow.
And I told Avery when we had him on the show from Madison County Live, I go, you look like String Bean. And he goes,
Wow.
that was actually my cousin or uncle. I can't remember what he said. And I go, I see the resemblance. Yep.
Well, wow. That's crazy.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Huh. Yes.
Set that up, and I'll have. What's the name of you all have a band, don't you?
We don't get together much anymore like we used to.
But you used to get together every now and then, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
I used to have play with a couple groups. Magic Mountain Boys was one.
Yes.
And then the North End String Band was another.
That's right.
Local talents around here and there when they need a banjo player. But
right. Okay. Well, we need to get you down here on the show, and when all this craziness is over, and
yes,
and just come down, and it's a nice place to tour too, because they've got all kinds of great stuff down there in the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame.
I would love to be there. I've never even been there before. I've been by it, but never been in.
Yeah.
So that would be great.
Right.
Yes, that would be good.
Now you still do some Facebook videos and stuff every now and then too. I see you put them up.
Yeah. With all this crud that's going on, like you say,
right?
I've been sitting around play a little bit more than what I have been, and so after I play a little bit, I think I'm going to go ahead and post that. I don't do a whole lot of posts like that, but try to put something on there a little more to just maybe if it brings a smile to somebody's face, that's what I'm here for,
Right, lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, I'm going to ask you to play one more.
Okay.
I'll leave the choice up to you. What would you like to play that you say, hey, I'm pretty good at this song. I can play this.
I don't know if I can say that about any song. I try my best.
What do you enjoy playing more than anything?
And I love Scruggs. And so if I could play a Scruggs tune maybe for you. Scruggs was my hero. And I know everybody's hero that plays the banjo.
Right.
And so maybe I'll try one. If my banjo will let me without trying to tune, maybe I'll do Flint Hill Special. That was one that Flint Hill Special. Scruggs kind of put that out. It was numerous tunes that he had out using drop keys, and this was one of them, and one of them that I kind of like if I could play it, but we'll try.
Go ahead. Nice. Excellent. It's a workout.
You put me on the spot, Randy.
Hey, I thought it would be fun. I told him yesterday on Facebook, I said, hey, you want to come on and just do something live and pick and just have fun at it? He goes, yeah. Are you sure?
That's
Why
true.
not?
That's
Why
true.
not? Hey, before I let you go, I do want to tell you my guitar banjo joke. Have you heard it?
I would love to hear it.
Okay, so if a banjo player and a guitar player jumped off a giant building, which one would hit the ground first?
I don't know.
Well, the guitar player. Do you know why?
I'm afraid to ask, but go ahead, tell me.
The banjo player, he's got a tune every 5 floors.
That's not the truth. That's
my
truth,
banjo
buddy.
joke. So
there you go. That's good.
oh, all right, Tommy. Hey, thanks for joining me, man. It's good to see you.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Randy. Anytime.
All right, make sure you follow Tommy on Facebook. I'll tag you in this live video, and they can follow, and maybe you'll get some. Send him a request. Maybe you should do a request night.
I could.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. I could try that. I've never done it before, but I could try that.
Now, I think your children and your wife, don't they sing? Do any of them play?
My daughter used to play dobro a little bit, sing, and then my boy used to play bass. He would sing some too.
That's what I thought.
And granddaughter, my boy's doing the school thing, the college thing, and being on the computer, and so he don't get much time to play as much as I would like. He probably just taking it easy, right now. So but yeah, they started to play, and cool. I wish they'd play more. There's a lot of enjoyment with music.
Yeah, and I will say that and my dad knows that the Richardson side is very talented musically, and it's just
I think the Rosenbaum side was too. I think I don't. I mean, I have things that my mom wrote, and she actually has a song that was what do you call that? Where you have it sent off and
published. Nice.
Published. Yeah,
sure.
And so played no instruments as far as that matter. Sang good, and she could sing harmony parts and I wish I could write like that. I've tried to write too, and it just don't come to me very easy. So I think there's a talent to all that.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I think sides I've had a little bit of talent with. And I'm not saying I have any talent. It took me a little bit to get going. But my mother and I was my big influences. Being around them and hearing and real tapes of my brother playing. And like I say, I never played my brother per se, but he was a big influence, huge influence on me.
Yes. I remember that. Yep. All right. Well, I do good to play the radio.
Hey,
so
my brother used to tell people that mom couldn't do radio. I always thought that was kind of funny.
I can kind of hear him saying that.
Yep.
All right. Hey, Tommy, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
All right.
Buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Love you.